Hello everybody, this is Al, and today we're going to be looking at a Baxcalibur. Guys, could this be Chien Pao's successor? So, the Journey Together set is releasing a new Wailord who's ready to take Chien Pao's role as the partner of Baxcalibur. With an awesome ability that lets you attach water energy as often as you like, and this can power up Wailord's Hydro Pump attack, which is doing 10 damage plus 50 for each water energy attached to this Pokemon. So, Battle Partners is already out in Japan. It's been out, and so people in Japan have been playing with the cards already. And we're going to be looking at some Japanese decks and strategies with this deck idea, and it's great. I have to introduce you to this one. Let me introduce you to my favorite note article so far. So, this is by Osozaki. Make sure to, of course, leave it in the description. You can show support, but there are many resources on the Japanese TCG side, which can give you a lot of insight and deck lists into these things. And this is from a certified Wailord lover, or Walo. I'm gonna pop this into English just real fast, like auto-translate, but yeah, we're gonna look at this. I say it's my favorite because, yeah, it really is a Wailord lover here. They have written, like I said, their name is Osozaki, and they have written about Wailord deck lists for like a while now. And there's all these different deck lists, even when Wailord hasn't been at the top. And so they are a great big fan of it, and they have, like, what is the sentence here? We have Friday, January 10th, the child suddenly appeared. Pretty accurate. They do say ko in this, which is a child, but I think this is very funny. But yeah, almost just having some doom and gloom about Wailord, because the other Wailord I think they were trying to utilize is the jumbo-sized Wailord. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Oh my gosh. Special wave. If you have special energy attached to it, then you're doing more damage. Okay, cool. So that's the credentials there. But, yeah, on this, we get to see some decklist and insight from the Wailord lover. I'm so moved. Wailord, with its Hydro Pump, so much power. It's huge, yeah. So this was another Wailord with Hydro Pump, this attack. But yeah, this is our, I guess we have a new one. A new Wailord with the, attack that it's gonna do big damage for that. And so we have a number of deck lists. So as I said, what we're looking at is a Wailord, usually like a 3/3 or something line, and then also a like line of our Baxcaliburs. And if you haven't been in the Chien Pao Baxcalibur loop, let's say, of, you know, how can they still survive in this meta? Dunsparce and Dunsparce are being utilized frequently, but then the other engine is gonna be the Revavroom, the engine guys. Those are our two, like, draw engines that I've been seeing. And so, these decks are, of course, like, written in, you know, Japan is post-rotation right now, and we're gonna be post-rotation in, like, a month. So, while you can still play your F cards, F regulation cards, you should and can, but, yeah, keep in mind. Alright, so basically, what we're looking at is, again, just, it's pretty simple. I mean, and this deck is, like, essentially a single prize Pokemon deck. Aside from Fezandipity. Fezandipity is going to be, like, the only two prizer we're going to be utilizing in this deck, which means we're going to have some time to take wins and hopefully things, and we're going to want to get our Baxcalibur up to get our Wailords and make this work. Okay. This one has a heavy count of earthen vessels in it with 4 of them. There is usually a popular right now with Badoo and stuff in item lock. We don't want to run like only rare candy, let's say, for Baxcalibur. So before, Baxcalibur used to be run primarily with like rare candy and stuff, and they did not run Arctibax. But nowadays, it is important to run some Arctibax. So it's common to see maybe 2 Frigibax, 2 Arctibax, 2 Baxcalibur, or like a switch up of different numbers, but Arctibax is important. But having some rare candy in the deck just to still get that more chance of evolution and stuff is also good. What we're seeing here are the different iterations. We are utilizing Arven in a lot of these lists because we want to be able to get things like TM Evolution. TM Evolution is going to be important not just for our, you know, Frigibax to go to Arctibax or our Wailmers to get to Wailord, or We also have our engine Pokemon like Dunsparce that have to evolve and Varoom that has to evolve. And we also are utilizing Artisan, it looks like, in a number of things, just to have our ability to get other Pokemon out quickly and keep going. So we have those. That's why we've got some stuff. We have Lana coming up in a lot of these lists too. Lana's aid is going to be really helpful as well. Over here, like I said, it shows the engine. So if you don't know the engine of a Revavroom, we can check it out. This engine is going to be having you discard a basic energy card or water energy card, and then drawing until you have 6, very reminiscent of Babarrel, but Babarrel, of course, is rotating, so that is why Revavroom is going to be utilized as a successor, almost. But Dunsparce is also fun. Dunsparce lets you, once during your turn, if you, like, wish to, you can draw 3 cards, and then when you do, you actually get to shuffle him and the attached cards back into your deck, so that's kind of a fun thing. So some lists might even choose to run the Engine Bros, but then maybe a 1-1 or so of Dunsparce and Dunsparce. This one is kind of what it looks like they landed on taking it to the City League. I assume this is City League, yeah, the city. This is kind of what this is written around, but you can see that we have our 2 Regigigas in here, the Revavroom and Varoom engine, these Pokemon. You definitely want to take note of the 70 HP one. I think in my gameplay and footage, I grabbed a 60 HP just because I couldn't find my 71s right off the bat, but the 70 HP ones are important. It's relevant for Dragapult, so that's good to keep in mind. And then they can go into further detail. That's a huge HP. It withstands, you know, we're talking about Dragapult EX, and it can stand the 200 damage from Dragapult EX's initial, you know, attack. And Charizard, it can withstand Burning Darkness at 180, 210 damage, acquiring 1 or less side card. Okay, so Trifrost, we even have the 110 times 2 is 220, that endurance. Then it also mentions Bridulus EX, which is of course our Arcaludon EX. Arcaludon. Yeah. Though these are our main, like, threats in the current environment. Yeah. And if we go ahead and do some math here that's laid out, as you can see, we can start to see what we can take down with what energy breakdowns. So 4 water energy is going to be hitting for 210, because remember, it's 50 damage per water energy, that's 200, but the attack itself also does 10 damage. So because it does that, it can do, for 4 water energy, exactly 210, which is hitting down Soul Blaze. That's Soul Blades, I think they're referencing the Ceruledge EX, believe. There's also Slowking, Ogerpon, Kikigi, that's gonna be Pheasantipity. 5 water energy is Surfgo, which is gonna be Goldengo. I like looking at the Japanese list. Brainstorm Akatsuki EX. Actually, I'm not sure what they reference there. What is it in Japanese? Gachigama Akatsuki. Gachiguma. That's what I remember. Why am I blanking on it? I know this guy. Oh, yeah, here he is, Gachiguma. That's gonna be our bear. Yeah, we're gonna be getting the bear down since it only has 260 HP. But yeah, that's an important number. 260 HP is an important number because we are hitting the Brainstorm. It's doing that Hobzation, Takeru Daiko, which is gonna be Raging Bolt. We also have at the 6 energy mark Bridulus, which is, of course, Arcaludon. The Enzoroark, Gardevoir, so much stuff. 7 energy is hitting the Dragapult, the Charizard. 8 water energy. My goodness, Mamoswine, who's doing this? And the Power Weight Cynthia's Garchomp EX. So 8 water energy is going to be 400 damage, and then plus 10 from the move as well. So it hits everything, pretty much. Pretty wild. It is weak to lightning, so beware of that. Nanjimo decks are out there. Nanjimo, of course, is going to be Iono, so we are getting Iono's Pokemon in the new set, along with these guys. Hoikuruko. Okay. Surfing technique. 60. Weak. Yeah. True. They're talking about, yeah, his move Surf. Oh, 60, weak. True. It's true. So if it was 70, it would be very strong. It would just kind of, you know, because 70 is an important number to be hitting. But it's okay. It's okay. Escape 3, yeah, so 3 retreat cost. Here's the art. Oh man, yeah, it's just a phenomenal deck idea. Phenomenal art. In here, I think that utilizing these guys are really good. For Varoom, Revavroom, stabilized hand size, you can use it forever, let's say, and you can play Nanjimo easily so that you can, you know, do Iono and stuff, especially late game you can have that draw as well of being able to draw into 6. The disadvantages is that you can't go over 6 cards. It's nice when you can have a 0 card hand and draw 6, but that doesn't always happen, of course. And then you have to also trash your energy to draw, and, you know, that can be something, especially when, again, we do have items like Superior Energy Retrieval, but, you know, we don't want to rely too much, especially if there's even, like, Badoo and stuff as well. So those are things to be, like, thinking about and tied up. Like, even in my, like, game versus myself and stuff, like, I think, you know, trapping the engine Pokemon is, like, an option, because it does have a higher retreat cost than other guys. So that is something. And then the advantages of using the Dunsparce, the hand grows infinitely, like if you have multiple around, you know, and then they don't stick around. Like the Dunsparce, like I said, you can use the Dunsparce to draw cards and then just put it back into the deck. And then at least Osozaki themselves at least explains that they prefer the Revavroom because it has a lot more strength in the mid to late game. And I can see that. I can definitely see that. And the Dunsparce, I think, also has value too, though. But that's just the opinion of another player. And like I said, some I've seen are used in combination with a 2-2 of the engines and then just a 1-1 of the Sparse. And I played around with that one too. I enjoy it. I'm having fun playing around with all these. And then again, Regigigas in the deck is really great. And it's got to... Regigigas has come to ruin the Terrestrial Festival. You got that right. He is here to destroy Terra Pokemon, and we need it. Specifically, Dragapult EX has to be destroyed. It's tough. With 320 HP, Wailord requires 7 water energy, which is so much. Heavy opponent. It's crazy. And Regigigas is a natural. It's great. So, and Regigigas is being utilized, like, more easily because Baxcalibur is able to attach water energy onto that thing, and can do so, like, at once. So, Regigigas is viable, I would say, in Chien Pao, in Baxcalibur, and it's helpful. It's doing 100, and then if your opponent is a Terra Pokemon, it does, you know, 230 more. It's wild. It really is just a punch Terra Pokemon. And as for A-Spec, like I said, we're looking at Precious Trolley, which lets you just fill your bench, and it's fantastic, because we gotta get, like, 2 copies of Frigibax out, we gotta ideally get some Wailmer out, we gotta get, hopefully, our engine out and being set up. We have a lot of Pokemon that just need to come out. And so, I think that utilizing Precious Trolley is important, and using Artivan to find it early is also important. But, like I said, Fishing Rod Max is another A-Spec that is seeing play with this idea, with Wailord and Baxcalibur. This one letting you to just 5 freaking Night Stretchers here, baby. That's great. It's cool, because we do want to keep recycling our attackers through the game and just keep going. Prime Catcher is a great A-Spec in general. It can be utilized, it's nice. Unfair Stamp is interesting. Neutral Center, there's a lot of different, like, things to think about. This is the Gorgeous Cape section, or the Gorgeous Mantle. We're talking about the Luxurious Cape, of course, the 100 plus HP to a non-EX Pokemon, at the cost of it being 2 prize cards. That's okay. But your immediate thought, and mine too, is like, okay, we can use this to get Wailord up to, like, 340 HP if we want to. But, like, maybe we can use it a different way. And so we got this Osozaki schooling me and others on how to maybe think about attaching it to something other than Wailord as well, as an option. You'll have to forgive the funny auto-translation, but if we try and break this down, looking at, like, for example, the Bomb Dragapult, we're talking about, I believe, the Dusknoir Dragapult. So, potentially, Dusknoir Dragapult using a Swoomy, that's I assume they're talking about Badoo, for buying time. So, Yveltal, I don't know why they translate, I think they're talking Unoir is the name for Dust Noir in Japanese. So Dust Noir used Curse Bomb. Segure, they're gonna maybe put 130 damage onto your Baxcalibur. And then Counter Catcher brings up the other Baxcalibur. And then Phantom Dive onto that one. And then you're gonna put 3 damage counters onto the one. If this happens, there's no way to win. Yeah, so they can do this and use, Badu. Being aware of Badu and stuff utilized as well. It's interesting. So, what should we do? Let's give one of the 2 Baxcalibur a luxurious cape. This is interesting to think about, though, yeah. Using Curse Bomb with Dust Noir twice. So, we have this scenario of putting 13 damage counters onto Baxcalibur, then Counter Catcher, the other Baxcalibur with the cape on it, use Phantom Dive so it does 200 damage, and then you get to drop the damage counters and stuff, and you get 3 prize cards. So, nothing's changed. Do you understand? You have to equip both luxurious capes to Baxcalibur. It's interesting. Alright, I'm kind of seeing how it goes. So, here's a deck list reflecting utilizing the multiple capes in the deck, adjusted to these conditions. This is interesting stuff. Utilizing the capes onto the Baxcaliburs is interesting, yeah. So they also mentioned going second, focus on lining up as many Pokemon as possible, as we said, using the Precious Trolley and other methods that you can get to. Try and maybe get 2 Baxcalibur and equip both with Luxurious Cape. And as a sub-plan, if you set up 3 Baxcalibur, maybe you can manage just 1 with the Luxurious Cape. Interesting. The limited development power is masked by Bulltown, which is Artisan. So that means that, we have 3 Artisan in this deck. That is a way to get, hopefully, some more Pokemon out. Because, again, we need to get our Pokemon out and stuff. And so, listen, this is great. I think that holding a Wailord is something you can only do if you love it. Yeah, true. Okay. There's no doubt that Wailord's good, but the deck is difficult. There's also difficulties that are unique to the Baxcalibur axis. I mean, yeah, Baxcalibur is... Anytime you put down a Baxcalibur, it's getting targeted. But yeah, no, this is great. I loved reading through all of this and reading through it with you, and I hope you also enjoyed this little dive into the deck. Maybe there's a Wailord lover out there who also wants to learn all this info and try their hand at making Wailord decks. I present you to, of course, our author here and a big player of Wailord cards, Osozaki. Like I said, everything will be in the description, but I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, let me know your thoughts as well. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye!